Soma. I'm with GLY Construction. I'm a project manager and GLY's sustainability specialist. And I'm going to be talking about collaborating for circularity. So this started through a summit that I got to be part of through Building Green. I'm one of the sustainable construction leaders. I believe a handful of folks on the call here are part of the Sustainable Design Leaders group. And back in February of 2020, we did a combined summit and discussed just some general areas where we could work on improving our industry. And one of the groups was material flows and looking at how do we keep waste from ending up in the landfills and how do we design for more reuse. So if I can figure out how to change my slide. We decided to work on a map. And the goal of the map was to create a shared resource that would be eventually would be open to the public that anybody could use so that each design team or contractor could look at their local markets and see what's available in their area for reuse. And then one of our goals in this working group was to see who's out there already doing this. And of course, to start new conversations. So we have recently teamed up with Building Product Ecosystems to kind of host the map. We had started doing this in Google, and you can kind of see where it started out. So we just started inputting and searching, and people were throwing ideas. So this is the US and Canada. But what we found is that the Google map didn't quite provide as much information as we wanted to see on the map. So we started doing some searching and we found Airtable. Where'd it go? There it is. Sorry. So we started entering the information into Airtable. So the name of the company, website, we list their primary roles, if they have a secondary role, what kind of service they provide, what products are available, and then of course their addresses. And this project has been, it's been a labor of love. There's almost a dozen of us working on it, of course, as time allows. So as far as the goals that we wanted to highlight is what's available for reuse, what companies in our local areas do deconstruction, housing or warehousing salvaged materials off of a job site. Is there public policy that's in place or that needs to be in place to help push the market forward? Creating a list of resources, who does remanufacturing and recycling, training and education, and then of course, consulting and research. So some of the specific items that our map shows, as you can see, you can search by all kinds of information, donation matching, value appraisals, abatement, building relocation, scrap metal. You can see there's quite a few areas to help us all reuse materials more and keep it out of the landfill. Right now, the map that is shown on Building Product Ecosystems website just shows a few. So what we're doing is we're in the process of taking everything that has been listed into Airtable thus far, vetting each one, making sure that all of the links are correct, and then uploading them onto the mapping tool. So just for fun, I pulled up our Washington list. This is not a complete list, but I had to smile when I saw Lindsay's groups on here already as a consultant. So the nice thing about the Airtable is you can go in and you can search by state. So above here is Texas, and then Washington's down here. But it lists like what the primary business model is, etc. And then the product categories is really important. You can create a gallery view that shows what's available and get you to their websites. It's a little more fun. Not everybody speaks in form content, and pictures work better. So how do you want to participate? We have tools. There's an online form for suggesting corrections to the existing entries on the Airtable that'll be shown on the map. So if you go to the map and you click on something and you're like, I'm familiar with that company, but they moved last week, you can send a revision form to us and we'll get it updated with the new information. If you know of a firm in your local area that does deconstruction or handles salvage materials or takes salvage materials, you can put it in the new entry form. Eventually, we're working on creating a batch update for multiple submissions, so it'll be basically an Excel sheet that you can go in and put your, 8 favorite salvage suppliers in, and then we'll put it on the website. And then the link to the building products is here. And I think you guys, I don't know if I need to put that in the chat box or not, but I can. So what the correction forms look like, it's pretty simple. Your name, your email, the name of the entity, what correction needs to be made, and then any attachments. Same with adding the new entity. Sorry, I got a little confused. There we go, new entity. It's super simple. Doesn't take very long to get those entered. For the batched plan, the form will look something along this line. So you can put in the entity name, the website. If there's a photo that represents that company or that firm, you can add that, what the role is, services provided, etc. So for the timeline, we started in summer 2020. 2021, we started to really collaborate and get working on it. Right now, we're working on the map and the matrix and making it live. And we have a monthly meeting for the materials flow group. And then hopefully by spring, it'll be fully vetted and ready to go. The Building Green Peer Networks, again, if you're not familiar with it, you can go to buildinggreen.com and look at peer networks. They have sustainable construction leaders, sustainable design leaders, they have MEP leaders, and they have sustainable advising leaders. So it kind of fits all of us. Whether you're an architect, an engineer, a contractor, or a consultant, we've got a spot for you in our group. Come join us, help us push this forward. And then one of the challenges that we do have is when a designer picks a salvaged material, and Lindsay kind of talked about this a little bit, and I would love to talk with your group, Lindsay and Kinley, about coming up with some local opportunities. The challenge is that an architect may find a salvaged material that they really like, but that might be in January, and the project might not actually start digging until September, and won't need the material on site until the following February. How does that designer get that material into the contractor's hands a year before construction? So the biggest challenge that I've run into, and I welcome others that have found better solutions, is where do we store the material in a year of a construction schedule? From the time it's selected at design. My hope is that maybe we can come up with some sort of arrangement to use an empty warehouse owned by the county or an empty warehouse owned by the city, and maybe put 2 or 3 people to work and create like a holding house that's low cost or no cost to clients or designers, just to keep stuff out of the landfills. Because the last time I looked at the landfill maps for King County, we're out of room. So those are my concerns. Those are some of the solutions. If you want to be a part of the group, please reach out. That's all I have. Thanks for letting me be a part of this, and I look forward to having further conversations with all y'all.